Hi, beautiful thrivers. Welcome back to another episode of Thriver TV. If you've ever questioned your own sanity or wondered if you were the narcissist, you're not alone. Today, we're going to break down how narcissists use clever manipulation tactics to flip the script and make you believe that you're the one with the problem. In today's episode, we'll cover 5 common tactics that narcissists use to confuse you, leaving you doubting yourself and to turn the tables on you. We'll also dive how Quanta Freedom Healing and NARP can help you break free from these traps, heal the inner wounds that narcissists prey upon, and reclaim your sense of self. If you're ready to heal for real in accelerated timeframes from the inside and become a thriver, rather than staying stuck in the agony of mere survival, please write Thrive On in the comments. Thrive On, declare it. Also, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with others in need. And if you enjoy my videos, hit the notification bell to receive all of my updates. Okay, let's get into this. I know that, like me, you've probably been shocked at who you've become while being in narcissistic abuse. You may have thought, said, and done things that you never believed were possible to do. And it's common to question, am I the narcissist? Virtually all of us did this. And it's also typical for the narcissist to accuse you of being a narcissist. The truth is, when you're enmeshed with a sick person, you get sick. In no way does this mean you're a narcissist. It means that you've been toxified and traumatized and pushed over the edge. Now, let's go through the 5 ways that narcissists make you believe that you're the narcissist. Number 1, projection. Here's a real life example. Let's say you're in a relationship with a narcissist who constantly cheats. And then one day, out of the blue, they accuse you of being unfaithful, or maybe they've been doing it all along. You haven't done anything, but they bring up texts that you had with a friend, they twist your words, and suddenly you're on the defensive. Meanwhile, they're the one that's been having the affairs, but by the end of the conversation, you're questioning if maybe there is something wrong with you. And you may ask yourself, was this appropriate contact that I was doing? Maybe did I have other unconscious agendas like seeking attention from, somebody else? Do people think of me as somebody like this? Maybe I'm the one that makes them insecure and distressed and has pushed them into affairs. So here's an insight that's really important to understand. When narcissists project, they reveal their true behavior. It's a deflection tactic that's meant to make you defend yourself while they avoid accountability, but it goes even deeper than this. Narcissists live in a delusional narrative of their own creation. By repeating a distorted version of reality, they convince themselves that it's true. And what you're witnessing is the projection of their unhealed, unresolved inner wounds, which they won't confront. So they thrust them onto you. And this allows them to blame and attack their disowned parts on you rather than take responsibility for their own distorted emotions and actions. And now that you're triggered and reacting, your defensive responses only seem to incriminate you further. The narcissist seizes any evidence to solidify their accusations, which drives you even crazier. You may even explode. This is the trap, how the narcissist manipulates you into turning the tables on yourself. The Quanta Freedom Healing approach with NARP identifies and targets those specific inner childhood wounds that narcissists exploit, such as the fear of abandonment, the shame of feeling unworthy, the insecurity of not being good enough, the fear of being accused of doing something wrong. If a narcissist accuses you of cheating, it's likely they're preying on your deep-seated fears of mistrust or even guilt over past experiences. These vulnerabilities allow the narcissist to twist the situation, deflect their own behaviors, and leave you questioning your integrity. By healing these precise wounds, you can free yourself from the manipulative projections and regain your sense of inner security. As we release these wounds energetically, you strip away the power of their projections and you can see their accusations for what they truly are, a mirror of their own behavior. So, Through NARP, you'll no longer resonate with their accusations, and projections will lose all power over you. Instead of getting lost in the confusion, you're going to be able to stand firm in your truth. Okay, number 2, gaslighting. And here's a real life example. Imagine your narcissistic partner says something hurtful during an argument, and later, when you confront them, they minimize it and deny any ill intent, saying, "You're accusing me of thinking and saying things that I never did. You don't trust me." And then they add, "You're imagining things." Suddenly, you start questioning your own perceptions. Was it really that bad? Did it even happen the way I thought it did? Am I being overly sensitive or unreasonable for bringing it up? Am I the problem? Am I going crazy? Here's an insight into narcissists and what they do. They are hooking into your deep primal wounds of self doubt, insecurity, and the fear that maybe there is something inherently wrong with your character, your mind, and your ability to trust your own perceptions. These traumas often originated before the narcissist in childhood, where you may have experienced a lack of validation, emotional neglect, or inconsistent behavior from caregivers, and maybe they were narcissistic. Perhaps you were told you were too sensitive, or that your feelings were unwarranted, making you doubt your own reality. Narcissists exploit these unresolved wounds by deliberately twisting reality to destabilize you and make you question your sense of truth. Using NARP, we trace these feelings of self doubt back to their origin, whether from childhood experiences of emotional manipulation, gaslighting from family members, or times when you were made to feel unseen and unheard. We release the traumas that cause you to question your own perceptions. And when you release these wounds, you no longer fall victim to gaslighting because you're reconnected back to your innate, powerful inner trust and intuition. Through quantum healing, you can become deeply anchored in your own reality. No matter how much the narcissist tries to rewrite history, you'll trust yourself, your inner cues. You'll know what you feel and perceive is valid, freeing yourself from the grip of gaslighting and self doubt. Number 3, turning emotional reactions against you, a real life experience. A narcissist knows exactly how to push your buttons. They'll make a snide comment or stir up an argument just to get a reaction. The moment you get upset, they flip the script saying, "Look how crazy you're acting. You're the one with the problem, not me." They provoke an emotional response and then weaponize it, making you feel like you're the unstable or abusive one. To add to the manipulation, they often follow up with a tactic designed to punish you, like storming off or giving you the silent treatment. In their twisted logic, they claim they're protecting themselves from your supposed abuse, and maybe they ghost you or go no contact. This adds insult to the injury, leaving you reeling. These emotional triggers can stem from deep seated wounds formed in childhood. This is what's getting triggered off within you, such as abandonment fears, feelings of inadequacy, or the need for approval. When the narcissist hits these vulnerable spots, it activates primal fears, causing strong emotional reactions. These are unresolved traumas where a lack of validation, love, or security left you feeling unsafe. With quantum healing, we dive into these emotional triggers and heal the underlying trauma that causes the intense reaction, freeing you from the emotional roller coaster. And as you heal, the narcissist loses their power to provoke you, and you remain calm and centered no matter what they throw at you. By healing with NARP, you become untriggerable, which frustrates the narcissist's attempts to twist the situation. You regain control of your emotions and your reactions, which is the one thing that terrifies them when you're not affected. Okay, number 4, invalidating your feelings. A real life example is this. Every time you bring up something that's bothering you, the narcissist responds with, "You're too sensitive. Why do you always make a big deal out of nothing? You're never pleased. There's always something wrong. The real issue is your behavior." They dismiss your concerns, making you feel like your needs and feelings are unreasonable. This constant invalidation leaves you questioning whether you even have the right to express your emotions. You start wondering if there's something wrong with you for bringing things up. An insight is really important about this, and it's this: when a narcissist invalidates your feelings, it's tapping into core wounds of self worth and emotional neglect, often stemming from your childhood experiences. You may have grown up in an environment where your emotions were dismissed or minimalized, leaving you feeling like you were too much or a burden for expressing your needs. Perhaps you were labeled as dramatic or told to just get over it, conditioning you to believe that your feelings don't matter. These wounds might have been reinforced if your caregivers were emotionally unavailable, critical, or unable to validate your feelings, which taught you that your emotions were inconvenient or wrong. Quantum healing works by targeting these deeply embedded feelings of unworthiness. We trace them back to their origin, those moments in childhood when you learned that expressing your emotions would be met with rejection, shame, or criticism. Through healing these traumas, we clear the belief that your feelings are invalid, allowing you to reconnect with your true self where your emotions are acknowledged and honored. With NARP, you'll stand firm in your right to feel and express yourself. Your emotions are valid, and no one has the power to make you question them anymore. As you heal, you release the guilt and doubt that once held you back, empowering you to confidently communicate your needs without fear of being dismissed. Number 5, shifting the blame. Real life example. You're in the middle of a heated conversation and somehow everything becomes your fault. The narcissist accuses you of causing every problem, even when you know they're the one who started the situation. If you weren't so difficult, none of this would have happened, they say, leaving you feeling like you're to blame for their actions. The sheer injustice of this can send you into a spiral of panic and self doubt, making you feel like you're losing your mind. In that emotionally charged state, you may react in ways that you're not proud of, verbally or even other ways. Or perhaps you internalize their accusations and you accept the blame, believing you must be at fault. So here's a quantum insight. Blame shifting hooks into our childhood inner wounds, where you were made to feel overly responsible for others' emotions and actions. Growing up, you might have been in a family where you had to keep the peace or take on the emotional burdens of others. Maybe you were made to feel guilty if things went wrong, or you were blamed for things that had nothing to do with you. This often happens in families where parents or caregivers themselves were emotionally immature or narcissistic, projecting their own unresolved issues onto you. And as a result, you learn to shoulder guilt and responsibility for other people's behavior, leading to a pattern of accepting blame even when it's undeserved. Narcissists love to manipulate those who already carry this sense of guilt or over responsibility because it makes it easier for them to deflect accountability. With quantum healing, we trace back these wounds to their origin and we clear out the feelings of over responsibility, guilt, and shame. This allows you to release the burden you've been carrying and see the narcissist's actions as their responsibility, not yours. After healing through NARP, you'll no longer absorb the narcissist's blame. Instead, you'll see their tactics for what they are: pure deflection. You'll have the clarity and the strength to step back, stop defending yourself, and refuse to accept responsibility for their behavior. You'll no longer feel weighed down by guilt and will instantly stand confidently instead. In fact, it'll come on and then it'll get to a point where it's instant. You'll stand confidently in your own truth, knowing you're not to blame for their actions. So now you know the 5 ways narcissists make you believe you're the narcissist. through projection, gaslighting, turning your emotional reactions against you, invalidating your feelings, and shifting the blame. These tactics understandably push you to the edge, leading you to react poorly, giving the narcissist the perfect opportunity to accuse you of being the narcissist. But recognizing these tactics is just the beginning. Through quantum healing and NARP, we don't just acknowledge the manipulation, we can heal the inner wounds that make you vulnerable to these tactics. As you heal, you stop resonating with their manipulation and reclaim your power, clarity, and peace. This is the truth. You are not the narcissist. Your emotions, boundaries, and needs are valid. And with quantum healing, you can free yourself from their manipulation and step into your true power. So, to learn more about NARP and quantum healing, check out the link that is in the description. Also, please share your experiences in the comments below about how you've seen these tactics used against you and how NARP, the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, if you are a member, helped you heal. Okay, so in closing, let's again declare thrive on. Write it in the comments, declare it for yourself. And please like, subscribe, and share this episode to spread awareness. Until next time, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.